Today's date is July 7th, 2021, and welcome to your daily download for Topps Project 70. This, in my opinion, is the best card of all 26 cards released of Ricky Henderson, and I want to give it away right now in the comments below. And that permanent contest for that Ricky Henderson is still ongoing at this very moment. So if you've not watched the video from last night, go back, check it out, and get your permanent guess in the YouTube comments. But welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, otherwise known on Twitter, and Instagram is at CRT_sportscards, and my website, CRTsportscards.com, is where you want to go for everything related to Project 70. And can you believe in 3 weeks, all of us, we will all be at the National. I cannot wait to experience my first convention since COVID happened. It's been 2 years, of course, since I've been to the National. So if you were there, I'll be there all 5 days. I'm looking forward to meeting as many of you as possible over that 5-day vacation we call the National. But let's get to it. It is the middle point of the week in Project 70. We are just a couple of hours away from seeing the first print runs for the week. Where will this week start when you compare it to last week? Last week's 20 cards had an average print run of just over 1.8K, and I think that's a very, very strong week. We didn't really have any of the top artists release a card. We did have Otani and Acuna release a card, but the week before that, that average print run was 1.4K. So it was very, very nice to see a jump last week in the print runs and not really have any outlier performances. Now, we will have an outlier performance here in the next couple of days, but we'll cover that card when it gets released. But Alex Pardee has already released the image for his Pete Alonso. But more importantly, who released a card today in Project 70? We had Distorted return to action with her 6th card. We had Claw Money releasing her 8th card, and then Andrew Thiel and Snoop Dogg both releasing their 7th card in the set. So let's go and recap that Snoop Dogg card first. The mystery man of Project 70. Is Snoop Dogg actually designing these cards on an every couple of week basis, or does he have someone out there designing them for him? I'm still not sold at this moment that Snoop Dogg is designing these cards, but this is Darryl Strawberry's 5th card in the set. This is the Mets' 20th card in the set, coming very, very close to the Mariners spot on the team list. And then from 1976 Topps, this is the 6th card in the set. Now, the real question I have with this card is, look, what is your eye supposed to be drawn to? You have Snoop Dogg in the background in massive big letters. You have, of course, the Big Apple on the top left, and you've got Darryl Strawberry's name there in the middle. Yes, Strawberry as an action pose also in the middle, but what is your eye drawn to? Is this supposed to be a Strawberry, or is this supposed to be a Snoop Dogg card? Yes, Snoop Dogg is the artist, but I just don't think this works overall when it comes to what we're trying to portray here, and that is a 1976 Darryl Strawberry card. And so while there are a lot of things going on in that Strawberry card by Snoop Dogg, there is also another card that released today that has a ton of things going on in the background, and I'm talking about none other than Andrew Thiel's Bo Jackson. This is the 11th card to use 1986 Topps. This is also the 6th Royals card, but here again, every single Royals card is of Bo Jackson, and this is Bo Jackson's 7th card in the set. When I first saw this card, my perspective was, you can take a look at Bo Jackson, and so many of us who saw him play, I barely remember seeing him play, have many different thoughts about Bo Jackson. For some of us, he's a baseball player. For some of us, he's a football player. But the faces on the back of the card, and this is straight from Andrew Thiel, are a tribute to a tribe called Quest. I have never heard of them until I read his Facebook post, so I had to do more research. But for me, this card is about the many faces of Bo Jackson throughout his career. And now the remaining 2 cards that released today feel kind of like the artists are trolling me here a little bit with my no hat collection. And what is it with artists releasing a Derek Jeter card with a hat and kind of without a hat? But we have Claw Money releasing the 5th Derek Jeter. This is also the 73rd New York Yankee in the set, and she used 1956 Topps. And for everyone out there who's hating the fact that this is a horizontal Derek Jeter, remember, 1956 Topps at its core is a horizontal card. So these cards should be released. There is a 1956 card in the set that is not horizontal. So if you're a fan of 56 Topps, you know what card that is. So while that Derek Jeter does have a very, very strong early 90s feel to it, it is not my card of the day. My card of the day is going to be distorted Vladimir Guerrero Jr. But when I saw that card for the first time this morning, I thought of something I said in episode number 43 from a few weeks back. And we need to see a father and son card. Who is going to be the first artist to put out that very, very famous 3-year-old Guerrero Jr. with Senior in Montreal? So while it's not Montreal, it is Toronto, it is Canada, so hands down, Distorted wins this race. And look, she captures that picture, that moment so incredibly well with this card. And yes, this is a no hat, also hat Guerrero card, so you can go both ways with this card, but ultimately it will not land in my no hat collection. But another reason why I like this card so much, it is because it is from 1964 Topps. This is only the second card from 64 Topps. The very first one was Ichiro at 233. This is also Guerrero Jr.'s only third card in the set. That to me is the most surprising when you consider what kind of year he's having. So more 64 and more Guerrero, please, as we progress in this set. This completes your daily download for Project 70. Have a great Wednesday evening and go buy your cards on the Topps.com website.